Hey, right, okay, welcome back to Hunter Call the Wild. We are on the new map, Incomprehensible Bullshit. Seriously, I know they spell it out right here. That is not what they said. There's always this weird thing with Gaelic. At least I think it's Gaelic. For whatever reason, what they spell is not what they say. It's like every time you find somebody whose name is supposed to be Kiva, they'll spell like Koime or something like that. It's like, okay, so you're using the Gaelic spelling, or Scottish spelling, whatever, but you speak English and you live in Minnesota. What the actual fuck are you doing? Anyway, we are out here in the middle of the Highlands. As you can see, very, very wide open, beautiful range. Very scenic, very pretty. And I kind of have mixed feelings about this map. Reason why? We have these big, long vistas, and then you get into the woods, and, well, once you actually get into a forest in this game, be prepared to get into a fist fight with a deer, because you're going to be that close. Okay, now I've got a feeder set up there, and I'm a little on the fence about whether or not I actually even like those things. Using them is a little spotty. I'm thinking I'm probably not using them particularly correctly, because, like where I am right now, we have a Pine Marten rest zone, and obviously new map, barely any need zones are actually unlocked. I'm thinking I maybe need to wrap that thing up and instead stick that over here somewhere. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, as far as the actual game species on this map goes, they actually do introduce some new species, along with a couple of returning favorites like roe deer and red deer. Red deer is the biggest thing you're going to find on this map. There's also like wild hogs. Let's see. Okay, take the backpack so we can grab the feeder and pack that up and truck it all the way out to a new area where deer are actually going to be. Anyway, this map also introduces badgers, European badgers, and two species of weasel. American mink and eastern pine marten. Trying to actually hunt these things is a massive pain in the ass, because they are fucking tiny. And they like to bounce around like a Mexican jumping bean. Okay, so we are going to want to be over here. One quick gloss over to make sure we're not doing something silly. Ooh, actually, now I think about it, I'm probably going to want to take that tripod and put that somewhere else. So give me a shake and a half, and I'll go ahead and fix this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this filled up. Those are the nice ones. Okay. Stick this about 150 meters away from the actual blind. The blinds in this map are kind of weird. Other reserves will have like a legit structure. You know, the Patagonia map that's like this nice plastic, waterproof, weatherproof, you know. Up here you get like, well, you'll see in a second. God, this hill. Up here you get a tarp and a bunch of rocks. And this is your hunting stand. On the plus side, though, goes with free beer and wine. And hopefully a snack or two or something like that. I find it a little weird that you have this tracker cam, ammo, all this stuff. You cannot actually use any of this to like resupply or anything like that. But anyway, We have our feeder out there. I saw some deer go along that way while I was getting it set up, so fingers crossed. We can leave this sitting here for a bit. Seeing as how we're in the area for the kind of foot traffic we're looking for. And of course, wind is not on our side. Okay, anyway, you notice we have these nice, beautiful lakes all over the place. Obviously, you have Loch Fada, so they have Fatty, the lake monster, instead of Nessie, right? It's kind of the thing in Call of the Wild. They keep kind of edging this, like, was it the Alberta map? They keep skirting around playing with like Sasquatch. This map they have like Nessie, or playing with it. They're not actually there. There's no actual cryptids. But they keep messing with it just enough. And it's like sooner or later they're going to end up doing something kind of wanky, and I'm just waiting for like that one Easter egg event where, yeah, there actually is a Bigfoot in the game. I'm just waiting for that. No clue when that's going to happen, but we shall see. Okay. Yes, there are capercaillie on this map. Yes, they are every bit as dumb as they are on every other map. This comes with this bad boy. A semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun that for some reason only holds 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's our body, capercaillie. No many to go around, so chill out, alright?
Okay, seeing as how I know there's no way the shotgun is actually going to reach that far. Really? I realize that shot was kind of wishful thinking, but it's worth a shot, you know. Stop moving. Okay, he went down. In case you're wondering, no, I am not that particularly good with shotguns. My whole thing with shotguns is zombie shows up, buckshot goes out, zombie goes down. As far as the birds go, well, yes, I will gladly turn a pigeon into a pigeon hash. If it gets my point across and keeps them from farting weeds in my yard. Okay, so we're coming up on the wooded area, and this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of on the fence about this map. You got these big, long, open, open ranges, hill to hill and down the valley land and all that shit. But then you get into like the more heavily wooded areas. Like this is a light area. This is just like a couple of trees out in the field. Okay, I can't tell if these are flowers or berries. It does have a nice splotch of color though. Okay, we're gonna come up into a slightly wooded area. Once you find like the bigger forest and all that, where it goes on and on and on, the stuff in here will prove absolutely aggravating as hell. Pine marten. Okay, so here's the thing. This introduces three new species: the European badger, the American mink, and the pine marten. The minks and the martens are absolutely tiny, and they jump around incessantly. They're also fast as hell. You thought that the rabbits in this game were annoying? The Eurasian pine marten is an absolute pain in the ass. They see you coming, they haul ass. Trying to spot them in the first place is a needle in a haystack. Because they absolutely are not bigger than the grass they inhabit. And they are very much on the ball. Again, this is actually kind of like one of the more pleasantly wooded areas. Okay, I know he's over there. This is one of the weirdest things. The majority of the capercaillies I've got, usually I get them because they come up and try to pick a fight with the dog. Why, I do not know. Now, one of the nice things about this map is that it does have a lot of good grass, so if something flees, you can see this little trail of matted down grass that you can follow. Comes in very handy when trailing bunnies. I got a piece of him. Okay, he's down somewhere. You got a retriever? Let's have him retrieve. Where the hell are you going, dog? Okay, if he runs off over there and comes back with a bird, I'm going to be absolutely flabbergasted. Because as is... Oh my god. Are you serious? Hmm. How? That's all I want to know. How? That bird went that way, somehow ended up over there. And the dog just was apparently paying better attention than I was. Oh boy. Which is kind of strange because normally this is like one of the dumbest video game dogs. I swear is trying to get shot in the ass. Okay, so I fired 2 shots, got one of them dead on, the other one kind of was winged and flew away before eventually just blarg, I'm dead. We're along the dog to retrieve, so the dog's going to retrieve. Especially because I don't want to walk all the way over there. What? Where did you come from? Okay, I know there's another dead bird over here. I saw him go down. Okay, so far the overall species and overall vibe of this map is kind of... Give me kind of Reventuli Coast vibes. But lighter. Kind of like Salisbury meets Reventuli. Very, very small game friendly. The biggest thing you're going to find here, like I said, is a red deer. Okie doke. Looks like the dog is trying to find his way to Texas. Did not find bird. Okay. I know I saw a bird go down over here. Man, this map is it's interesting. It's very interesting. The emphasis on smaller game. There are wild boars or wild pigs, so not a completely safe map because they will still gore the crap out of you. But the overall ranges of this map are kind of all over the place. Going from extreme long range to extreme short range. In like a blink. If you try to take an ATV through some of these woods, you will find that there are very, very big rocks that are covered with moss and look like bushes. So you'll try to drive through them, only to come to an ass-screeching halt. Because that bush that normally you would be able to drive through suddenly has infinite mass and will stop you dead in your tracks. That's the first time I've actually heard one of them make that call. would not be too shocked if he's already decided to haul ass to safety. I originally started this map with the idea of bringing a 22. There he is.
Oh, I have a soft spot for pine martins. Ah, you'll struggle to find them south of the border.
Okay. As you can see, these little squiggers are tiny. Yes, I realize 243 is a bit much for that, but that's the whole reason why I brought the shotgun, was because I was thinking I was going to end up getting a little closer to him. Problem is, pine martins are paying attention. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're probably going to be a little easier than mink, because the mink have better senses. Oh no. Okay. Going to get them tracked. Given the hunting pressure, I'm thinking we actually did get him, and he's probably down somewhere. Oh, yeah, here he is. Okay, so flying Caper K-Land, I just lost the bird. Oh, there he is. But, yeah, this is... whatever the hell you're supposed to call it. I'm not even going to try to butcher that, because it's like, I can try to say it how it's spelled, but that's not how they say it. The name of this map is absolutely baffling. And I'm just going to... Nah, we're not going to... I'm not going there. We're calling it the Scotland map. If you're on some bird shit, you better be dead. Freaking bulletproof wannabe turkey. Shit. Okay, I think this is... this is either a badger burrow or a rabbit burrow. There are European rabbits here, so... yeah, you got badgers, minks, pine martens, rabbits, roe deer, red deer, wild pig, capercaillie, a woodcock, which is a rather funny little noise to hear when you're out in the woods, and I believe a duck, Eurasian widgeon. I have not gotten into the waterfowling yet because, well, I'm more interested in the actual interesting species on this map. But that said, this is the main thing with this map. Very, very light on the small game.
You'll struggle to find Cigar deer south of the border, so enjoy them while you're here.
Yeah, Sika deer as well. I really am not sure about the actual value of this scope. Okay, go ahead and collect up whatever we managed to get. Kind of lost track of what we were after, so let's go ahead and send the dog out. Hopefully the dog was paying a little bit more attention. That's probably my biggest issue with that scope is the fact that it starts off magnified. And it's magnified to a degree that you really don't need in a shotgun. Okay, I know we got a couple of things. I don't know exactly how much we actually managed to get. But that's the thing about it, you hear that wind. See it moving the grass. It just feels cold standing here. Okay, the dog has found everything. We are good to go. Okay, so, like I said, I'm a little on the fence about this map because you have these crazy long ranges. Small game that requires, like, at best, a 22 Hornet. At the same time, you also have, like, various deer species. You definitely need a shotgun for sure. When you get into the more heavily wooded areas, better be ready for a fist fight because you are going to be in bad breath range. But that said, kind of digging the semi-auto 12 gauge. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping that it'd be a little bit more than 3 rounds. Considering the fact that the pump action has 6. Hello. Alright, Brady, I know you're down there. This is the craziest thing. You'll see all these different deer species. Pretty sure I flubbed that. Nope, that was a good hit. Bambi is down somewhere. Yeah, did not get far, alright. Yeah, so far one of the more interesting aspects of this map is not just the terrain, but also the actual infrastructure, because your main headquarters is this guy down here, which is this old castle. It's very well appointed. And rather interesting to be in. Let's go take a look real quick. Now, I've seen the badgers running around. That said, usually when I see them, they are hauling ass somewhere else. So you have to actually manage to tag one. But I imagine, given the amount of time, that is a problem that will end up fixing itself. Okay. Now, your hunting lodges are quite varied. On the outside, this looks like just a crumbling castle until you end up opening the door, and it is absolutely lovely inside. Very modern, well appointed. For some reason, there's a washing machine in the kitchen. Okay, at least it looks like it's designed to go there. There are several floors. This is easily one of the biggest hunting lodges in the game. Absolutely gigantic, very cozy. Curiously modern. Especially considering the fact that it is built in a medieval castle. And it's not just this one side. It extends over here. Well, maybe not that door, but there is more to it than just that. If I can remember how to get into it. As I recall, they may have locked it up after the story component of it, but yeah, there's all this stuff over here you can get into. Ooh, did they actually close it up after you complete the story quest? Maybe they did. So you're doing the main quest for the story. You actually can't get into that. Yeah, because there is that up there. So you've got that point of interest up there, which means obviously you can get into there. For some reason, I can't get the door open. Oh, that's why. It's not supposed to be a door in the first place. Okay, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with the doors and why I can just walk right through them, but I think I found a bug. The main point is you've got this big, huge kind of tandem lodge that has several floors. Okay, that's actually, yeah, that is an actual door that's supposed to be closed. Full bar billiards. Very impressive. Even has a little plushie of a supposed lake monster that is definitively not there. You still find the critter's head as part of the story. It all culminates at a point of interest way up here. That affords a rather nice, if slightly obstructed view of the surrounding lake. Might want to check that bridge out later. Anyhow, that is pretty much it for this. I just wanted to show off this a little bit. And we'll wrap up and get out of here. Gonna get back down still a little bit further. Yeah, best place to wrap it up, the lounge. Huh. Haven't seen a fireplace like that before. Okay. Okay. So, that is all for this one. Okay, that is one of the most unusual chairs I've ever seen. Well, I'm wrapping up and get out of here because I figured this video is long enough. As far as my cigar reviews goes, it's going to be a little bit before I get anything back into review, because it is kind of the holiday season and things are going to be expensive, and I still need to actually burn through most of the stash in my humidor. But that will be ideas for the future. Right now, I am getting out of here. So yeah, if you like this video or any other video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if I should maybe have at least a little bit better idea of what I'm doing on these maps. Otherwise, yep, that's it. I will see you all next time.